You're making grilled cheese tonight. The store with the really, really good cheese closes at 7. If it's 12.1 miles away and work ends at 5:45 but rush hour picks up around 6:15, when's the latest you can leave for cheese? Don't know? Not to worry. Waze knows. Take a look at the traffic forecast and plan your drive ahead of time. Waze. Download and drive today.
Buying a used truck can be full of unknowns. But at Penske, we know trucks. Our expert sales team can help you find the right used vehicle to meet your business needs. Plus, at Penske, buying is easy with financing, insurance, and warranty programs available. Leave the unknowns behind and buy with confidence. View Penske's entire inventory, current deals, manager specials, and used truck center locations at PenskeUsedTrucks.com.
What's going on? What's going on? Back in the lab once again. You're tuning into the Cigars with Mac podcast. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. Something I've been meaning to do that I'm going to try to do is to upload a daily podcast every day. I said it, every day. I'm gonna load a podcast every day. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but whatever I feel like talking about, I'm gonna do it. Because the thing about podcasting is, you know, you glean ideas from what's going on around us, my personal life experiences, and you also are able to just kind of freestyle. And at one time I had a good groove going, but the thing about podcasting is it's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. So the more you do it, the better you get at it. I was usually posting consistently, but due to life and just, you know, prioritizing things, it was kind of hard to do that. But that's no excuse, people. I'm not giving you any excuses. I'm grateful for people that tune in and check me out. So my goal is to do a podcast every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's my goal. Anyway, today I would like to talk about be yourself no matter what. Today, I want to talk about be yourself no matter what. And you know, you got to be true to yourself, man. Straight up. You got to be true to yourself no matter what. And you know why? Because you have to live with yourself. You have to live with yourself. I know since this pandemic, a lot of people have been laid off their jobs. A lot of people are homeless. So some of your identity has somewhat been taken away from you. And I understand that. I understand that. A lot of us, some of us, our careers, our businesses, that's all we have. I'm not going to knock anybody for that. I'm not going to knock anybody for that. I understand sometimes that's all you have, man. That makes up your identity. But I want to tell you today that it shouldn't make up your identity. It shouldn't, man. You see, I discovered at a young age that I was around 17. 17 is when I feel like I became a man. 17 is when I feel like, you know, I felt like that there were certain things I was going to live by. And I wasn't going to bulge on that. There were just certain things I was going to live by. There were certain things that I would not compromise on. You dig? Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like we're always ever changing, constantly growing. That should be something we should always be doing. But there are certain things that I just live by. For instance, one thing I live by is that every day I wake up, I will feel like a man. What do I mean by that? That means that I will not allow anyone to degrade me. That's what that means. That means that I will not allow anyone to make me feel less than a man. And I developed that being in the military. I was around 18 and an incident had happened to me and it was pretty, jacked up, man. And I didn't agree with it. I went in my room and was crying and called my mother and everything, and talked to her about it. But after that day, I established that I would never leave work feeling anything less than a man. And I haven't. I don't tolerate disrespect. I just don't. Now, back in those days, I would go off on people. I would dig in people's ass, But now, I ignore people. I'm not as rowdy. Every now and again, I have to, check certain behavior. But some things I just ignore. I remember I was contracting for a defense company in 2018. I'm giving you a life experience. Anyway, there was this old senior citizen who worked at the facility that I was at. This was in 2018. And for some reason, she just didn't jive with me. She didn't like me, and I didn't give a damn. And she tried to sort of micromanage me. And I ignored her, and she didn't like that. So a friend of mine told me to talk to her, because I was like, hey man, I'm not gonna deal with anybody today. I'm gonna just do my work and go home. And he had advised me to go talk to the lady and and reason with her and let her know where I stood and hear her point of view. And I tried that, but it didn't work. So, needless to say, I continued to ignore her. I mean, this chick, there were a couple of brown noses at the job. And these brown noses, one of the brown nosers in particular, she baked a carrot cake for this lady. I mean, I had never seen this much ass kissing in my life. It was disgusting to me. But anyway, she baked the chick a cake, and the lady, she cut a couple of slices for everybody, and she cut me one and put it on my desk. Like she tried to put me in a child's place because I was one of the younger guys there. It was myself and another gentleman. We were like the youngest guys there. So, needless to say, when she walked away, I threw it away in the trash, man. I don't know where your hands been. This is, prior to COVID-19. I mean, I'm just real particular about things like that, And I'm quite sure she saw it in the trash can. I don't care. I'm just not, but what I did was I ignored her. I didn't allow her to get me frustrated. Because at the end of the day, she was miserable, people. That's what I'm trying to say. But I never allowed her to disrespect me. I would give her a look that she didn't like. But I didn't care because I refused to be put in a child's place. For some reason, people love to put black men in a child's place. I don't know why that is. We are not slaves anymore, people. I'm not on the plantation. I'm not picking cotton. You will not put me in a child's place. I will not allow it. I won't disrespect you, but I will not allow anyone to put me in a child's place. And I feel that was probably the reason why my contract ended. And it was a good run, 8-9 months. I wasn't mad. But I refuse to be disrespected, man. I'm sorry. I refuse to be. And I would suggest you refuse to be also. Because a lot of times when people are disrespected, especially in the workplace, they bring that stuff home. And I already have enough issues to deal with than to allow the workplace to stress me out. I refuse to. I simply refuse to allow these things to stress me out, especially when I already have enough issues that I deal with. And of course, I suggest you do the same. I suggest you do the same. I suggest you do the same, people. And I suggest you do the same because it's not worth it. You don't have to stop being who you are to make it in life. It's a gentleman I watch on YouTube, and he's a black man, and his YouTube channel was about blacks climbing up the corporate ladder. And he's a black man. Excuse me. Today I'm smoking a Cristal San Andreas. Very good smoke, and I'm drinking community coffee. Anyway, he seems to be a black man that is very compromised. And it's a shame that in the corporate world, as a black man, you have to pretty much compromise who you are as a man to make it. I've noticed that I've watched, I have a LinkedIn, and I watch and I see different blacks in the C-suite or the corporate seat or the corporate suite, or like in the executive management level. And it usually takes them very long. Most of these guys I see, they finally hit that level when they're like in their late 40s, 50s. But when I see our white male counterparts, they're hitting it at a young age. And we're talking about people that are working in Fortune 500 companies, not people that are starting their own companies like Mark Zuckerberg. So you have to ask yourself why that is. Did they compromise late, or did they even compromise? Were they given a fair shot? You have to ask yourself that. At least I do. I think about that kind of stuff. And usually when I see black women, they usually have, for the most part, they have positions like VP of Inclusion and Diversity, VP of, silly ass positions. It's almost like they give them a position to say, hey, we have a black female in here. I personally find it to be very distasteful and very disrespectful. I really do. It's very distasteful to me. And people will tell you, okay, go start your own company. Well, people, let me give you some breaking news. You're competing with monstrosities out here, corporate big dogs, man. Good luck. Good freaking luck, man. Because it's not that easy. If it takes a black person damn near 35, 40 years to even get an executive level position, you can only imagine how long it'll take for you to have a thriving business. A business that is damn near recession proof. Because right now, these small businesses are taking a hit in certain areas, certain parts of the country. Excuse me. And You got to ask yourself why. I tell you why, because they can't compete with these big monstrosities out here. I was meaning to do a podcast on Walmart versus Amazon. Now, mind you, statistically, Walmart is the largest employer of black folks in America. And I will probably venture to say it's probably the largest employer of people in America next to the federal government. But look at Amazon. Amazon is now taking over. They're going to hire 100,000 people. How the hell can you compete with that? If you can't beat them, join them, goddammit. If you can't beat them, join them. If you can't beat the man, join the man. That's what I say. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Why lie? And the man, in a sense, is the corporate structure. Let me light up my stick right quick. It's going low. Gotta light this bad boy up. I'm just being honest, folks. Corporate America will always win. Remember that. And don't ever forget that. That's why they tell you to. I went to a tax class about 4 years ago. And the gentleman teaching the class, he gave us a little tidbit of information. He didn't give us all because we had to buy his course. And it was rather affordable. It didn't even cost that much. But do you know there are people out here who open up corporate structures? Not just an LLC, but a C Corp, an S Corp, and they open these structures just for tax umbrellas. Because they get money, they save on their taxes. They actually get money back, believe it or not. Why? Because that's the way America's set up. That's the way our country's set up. I would venture to say that's the way the world is set up. And at the end of the day, man, corporate America's gonna win. I have no problem with people working a job. That doesn't bother me. It never has. Never has. And the reason why is because you have to start somewhere. And the thing about corporate America, it keeps you on your toes because you're constantly competing. You're constantly competing. It keeps you very sharp, in my opinion. I've been an entrepreneur several times in my life. And it's been rough. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes longevity, it takes consistency. And I've had to, hang it up and go back to the corporate world, man, straight up. I'm not ashamed to even admit that because at least I tried, I've had to hang it up and go back to corporate America because I can't compete with the big boys. Does that mean I'm going to give up? No, it doesn't mean that. I just got to go back and re-strategize. That's it. You got to go back and re-strategize. Remember that. You have to go back and re-strategize. And again, guys, you're not going to win every battle. You're just not. That's something my brother used to always tell me. You can't win them all. You can't win them all, people. You just can't. I'm not telling you don't try. I'm just saying you can't win them all. Remember that. But I always say, man, just give it a damn try. Don't quit. A little effort is better than no effort. That's what I say. Hell, I'm even seeing people now repatriating to the motherland, Africa. I don't knock them, but I'm like, damn, is America that bad? I mean, their claims are, hey, it's no true freedom here. But it is my conjecture that Africa has its problems too. As my boy said in Boys in the Hood, like it or not, you from Africa. I found it to be very funny back in the day. But when it comes down to Africa, culturally, I have nothing in common with a native African because I'm from America. I'm from America, people. Nothing wrong with that. But America's my home. I can't just give up because shit gets hard. My ancestors fought for the opportunities I have today. I would be a damn fool to give it up. I'm not giving it up. Ain't happening. Now, it would be nice to find out my lineage as far as ancestors. It'd be very nice. But once I find out who my ancestors are, then what? Then what? Because remember, Africa is a continent, not a country. Oh man, I don't know if this thing stopped or not. Haha. Anyway, man, I did not know I paused this thing on accident. And I was just flowing my ass off, people. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep going. But remember, the title of our podcast today is Always Be Yourself. Never stop being you, man, no matter what. Don't ever stop being yourself, man. Man, y'all, I was flowing my ass off, people, and I feel like, damn. So anyway, I'm going to end this podcast. Like I said before, my goal is to do a podcast every day. Not going to have a specific time, but we're going to just flow, man, and just flow from the dome. You are tuned into the Cigars and Mac podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm out.
One, two, three, four.
For everyone's safety, Vermont requires a 7-day home quarantine with a negative COVID-19 test, or 14 days with no test to visit this winter.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
We're also recommending you take the time to do some extra squats, lunges, wall sits, or high knees.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
With reduced lift and lodge capacity, you're going to have a lot more time to spend on the slopes. So take the time to get your legs ready.
38, 39, 40.
Vermont in winter. It's worth the wait.
1, 2, 3.
This winter, plan your trip. Don't trip up your plans. Talk to your favorite inn or resort about smart travel suggestions and reservation policies. For full COVID-19 travel guidance, visit VermontVacation.com.
16, 17.
Reinvent yourself at UCLA Extension. Explore continuing education programs to enhance and expand your skill set. Gain real-world skills taught by industry experts that you can apply immediately. Learn from anywhere and choose from a wide variety of online courses in entertainment, digital technology, business, engineering, and more. Winter quarter begins January 4th. Learn more at uclaextension.edu.